did Baldur say we cost him?
Odin must have convinced him that following you to Jotunheim would bring his cure. Lies, I'm sure.
Why did Mistletoe break the spell?
Vanir magic is powerful, but its rules are slippery and elusive. I'm sure it makes sense if you're a witch. Oh, but it's also bloody tragic. Baldur was the greatest gift Odin granted Freya. The one thing she treasured from their marriage. She only hoped to spare him pain and spare herself loss. But such impulses can lead good parents to make terribly stupid decisions.
Alright, we're gonna take a boat ride. I could use the travel door, but I'd rather do this. So yeah, Baldur was asking for it. He chose, like Kratos said, he chose it. Chose that path of vengeance, and we do know that Kratos chose that path and it did not work out for him.
Why did you say Tyr felt responsible for what Odin did to the giants?
There was an incident shortly after the forging of Mjolnir, when Tyr arranged a diplomatic meeting between Odin and the giant kings. Well, this was when the Long War was young, when victory was still a thing dreamed of, and the Jotnar might have tipped the balance between Aesir and Vanir. Odin had persuaded Tyr that the hammer was merely a deterrent, a means to broker peace from a position of strength. Tyr was hopeful to convince all parties they would prosper best through peace. He knew the giants were deeply concerned about the hammer, a super weapon in hands they did not trust. But they trusted Tyr. Tyr always believed the best in people, and taking Odin at his word in his desire for peace, he brought the Raven King to Jotunheim. From there, things unraveled quickly. The giants anticipated Odin's trickery and exposed his true agenda to spy and steal their secret wisdom. With magics, they expelled Odin from their realm and cursed him never to return. Frustrated, Odin visited his fury upon the giants of Midgard. Thor unleashed Mjolnir's might upon any giant he could find. None could stand against the tide of slaughter that followed. And at last, it seems, with Tyr's aid, they retreated. The tower disappeared, no giants could be found in Midgard, and no man nor god has set foot in Jotunheim since.
All right. I will say that was a really, really awesome boss fight. Like, that's the way boss fights should be, like, super cinematic. A bit of a challenge. Well, they should be challenging, but it was just really awesome. I don't know, there's something really cool about it. We're gonna tell Sindri about the snake? Or nah? Nah, I guess not.
Here we go! I can't believe we're gonna see the giants.
Well, if things work according to plan, go ahead and lock in Jotunheim and we'll be on our way. Probably.
I heard that. Alright, Jotunheim. There we go.
Boy, ahead. Get ready.
Oh, right. Got him. Let's hope this doesn't cause you to explode or anything.
Oh, hadn't considered that. Maybe we should talk about this a bit more.
Nah, I'm sure you'll be fine. Ready?
Oh, that's unpleasant!
Now, boy. We must be close.
Well, what are we waiting for? Think it's far?
We will see.
A word, please, before we continue. Listen, the last thing you two need up there's a decomposing heat ruining the moment. Why don't I wait for you here? This is between you and the boy.
True. But if someone were to
My
fight...
lady sips soft, perfect sloshers. You done did it.
Sorry. We had to see this. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Fine, damn it. Fine.
Watch the head till we return.
I can do this. No, no, I can't. Oh.
Okay.
Ready. Come.
Well, here we are, Jotunheim.
Don't flatter yourself,
Oh, I hope they don't do anything to Mimir. I like Mimir. He's one of the good characters. Well, actually, they're all good characters in this game. All right. This is a really steep staircase. That was weird.
Look! We're on the giant's fingers. I can see the highest peak ahead. Right over there. We did it.
We did.
What are you doing?
I have nothing more to hide.
Can we go now? We're so close.
Boy. Carry her.
That was a nice moment. Then Atreus ruined it. Kidding.
Boy.
It's nothing. I just thought I'd hear voices by now.
Kratos is sitting here like finally letting go of his past completely. And then Atreus is like, come on, let's go.
Anybody here?
But it's nice, we're finally trusting Atreus to carry his mother to her final resting
What is
place.
this place?
They must have all come through here when they left Midgard. What was left of them.
Why carve all these faces?
What if this is all the giants that got out of Midgard alive? Not really many at all. Odin and Thor ruining everything for everybody.
Oh boy. The dream of Midgard Midgard was a dream of what could be if we shared and collaborated. Jotnar, Aesir, Vanir, Elf, Dwarf, and mortals most of all. It was beautiful, but not everyone is capable of sharing. Some believe anything uncontrolled is savage and threatening, so we were mocked, and tricked, and used, and then slaughtered. Odin and his tribe were barred from our realm, but it was not enough. The wrath of Thor and his terrible hammer have thinned our number in Midgard to the brink of ruin. There is no option but to withdraw, while yet any live to do so. Odin and Thor would have killed all the giants if they could, and they got away with everything. Ugh.
Huh. Who's the Guardian?
The Guardian returns. We foresee Midgard's fate, overrun a second hell. Neither Odin nor his dead may reach Jotunheim. The ways must be shut. The serpent and the Guardian remained. They alone shall keep our hope. When doom befalls the indestructible, only then shall the Guardian return. Until then, we await a better world, one without fear, one without greed, without war. We wait for deliverance and justice. We wait for a champion. We will wait for word that gods grow good. Hope that world gets here soon.
I should feel them, but I don't. This place is dead. What happened to them? Why'd Mom send us here?
One question is answered, and two more take its place.
Wait! Father! Something's happening! It's your axe. It's Muller. Look. She's arguing with a bunch of giants. She knew giants? That's us. The first time we met the world serpent. But how? And our fight with Baldur. But that just happened. Wait. They knew everything that was going to happen. The dragon in the mountain, the stone mason, all these drawings. This is our story.
No. This is your story.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
You didn't know. She was a giant. I'm a giant. Why didn't she tell us?
She sent us here, knowing we would find this.
But why not just tell us the truth?
Your mother would have had good reasons. Baldur was never sent to find me. He was tracking her all along, not knowing she was only ashes.
If she had a plan for us, I trust it. Whatever it is. Besides, she hasn't been wrong yet. Come on. We're so close to the end now.
Yes. Yes, we are.
That was a picture of Kratos and Atreus, and Kratos was dead. Let's hope that.
It's Mother's. She was here. She saw every step we took before we took it. Like she was always with us. Watching over us. Leading us home. Let's finish it.
Let's hope that maybe she can be wrong sometimes. Alright, let's go. Yeah, but she must have had some sort of way to see in the future. I don't know if it's some sort of magic ability or... I don't know. Maybe it's a power the Giants had.
Father?
No. We do it together. Son. Goodbye, Faye.
I love you, Mom. The Giants. They really are all gone. There's nothing for us here.
Come.
So, I get that Mother was a giant, which makes me part giant and part god.
And part mortal.
Right. I guess there's just one thing I don't understand. My name on the wall. The Giants called me... Loki?
Loki. That's the name your mother wanted for you when you were born. She must have called you that to her people.
But why?
A question for another day. Let us go home.
Oh man. Well, I mean, that's kind of a good thing, because what if she had planned to call him Loki this entire time, but we were able to convince her that Atreus was a better name, which means we did change Atreus's fate, kind of, because instead of being Loki, he's Atreus. I don't know. Which means maybe Kratos won't die in the future.
Guess it all makes sense now. Why she want to end up here? Be with your kind? But did she know it was going to be like this here? Is this what she wanted us to see? Did she want us to tell the people? Or keep it a secret?
I do not know.
So what should we do?
I trust you to decide that.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's the end of the story. We finally got Faye's ashes to Jotunheim so that she could be with her people. And it was
so why'd you want to name me Atreus?
a great
That
journey.
can't be for a god.
No. He was a soldier. A Spartan.
A great warrior?
All Spartans are great warriors. We trained from birth. Our lives were discipline, duty, battle, and death. Life was grim, and we greeted it grimly. But Atreus of Sparta was unlike the rest of us. He wore a smile even in the worst of times. He was happy. He inspired us to hope that though we were machines of war, yet there was humanity in us. Goodness. When the day came for him to lay down his life in battle, his sacrifice saved countless others and turned the tide in our favor. I carried him home on his shield and buried him with all the honors of Spartan custom. His memory was a comfort in dark times.
Wow, you actually told a good story. Maybe you missed it.
Yeah. Well, that's a very, very good reason to choose a name. See, Kratos does have a heart. He's not just this soulless god slash mortal. This screen kind of scares me a little bit because it's kind of takes a while. Either that or I'm kind of stuck. I don't know. So yeah, the story of this game
I understand if you
is
wanna go home,
was really good.
but maybe helping people was part of why Mom sent us out here, too. I mean, what would Atreus of Sparta do?
And what would Loki do?
Huh. That's a weird name. I'm glad we went with yours.
Yeah. I hope we don't start calling him Loki. That would be too weird. Atreus sounds cooler anyway. I like Atreus.
Lads, am I glad to see you. I believe I've reached my limit for dwarven charm.
What happened, Mimir?
They took an uncomfortable number of measurements and then proceeded to bicker about the weather.
Where do you want us to take you?
How about the warm confines of anywhere bloody else?
Explore with Atreus. Continue exploring, complete dwarven favors, free dragons, travel to Muspelheim and Niflheim, find new items in the shop to get powerful equipment that will allow you to defeat all legendary corrupted Valkyries. Valkyries revealed. Locations of all corrupted Valkyries have been revealed on your map. Now that's nice. Now I don't have to go searching for them. So the ones with wings are Valkyries. These axe ones are trolls, it looks like. Alright, so if I go over here... Can I do something? I'm gonna try something. So, yeah, let's travel back to Midgard, I guess. Should be what we have to do. See, when I originally played this game,
Before
I
we
thought
return
that
to Midgard, I should warn you. More time has passed than you want to realize. The snowfall that began when you slew Balder has become something else. The stuff of omens.
For the coming of winter.
Not just any winter, but a great winter to span 3 summers. And when it's done, Ragnarok begins.
Ragnarok. From snow.
Aye, snow. Lots more snow. and then the end of the bloody world, in that approximate order.
Another prophecy.
No, brother. Prophecy doesn't expect this for 100 more winters at least. You've changed something. Prophecy didn't count on you.
Okay then. I don't remember what I was saying before this.
I'm telling you, it's Fimbulwinter. I can feel it in my throat. This is the big one.
Stop saying that. Oh, you're making me very nervous. It was bound to snow sooner or later.
That ain't just snow, and you know it. It's the end times.
How dare you make me the voice of reason?
Guys,
Just discussing the weather. Bit of a cold snap lately.
What he means is, Fimbulwinter's upon us, boys. The winter to end all winters. I can feel it in my screw.
yeah. We heard.
So if you're heading home, try to keep moving, and also to not die.
Or if you're not heading home, same advice.
Okay.
To work it is.
Do you have anything new? No, not really. Well, we can purchase hardened steel, which I guess is alright.
Maybe next time.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and save our game. Oops. No. Save. New game. And... that's good. Okay. So now we have a save. So I'm gonna try something here. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. When I first finished this game, and we left for Jotunheim and they had credits... they had some credits rolling there. I thought that was just the end of the game. But there is an actual end to the game. You know, where they actually have actual credits. So we're gonna try to go over here. If this door would open. Okay then.
Oh man, the tower ate the Unity Stone, didn't it? I wanted to fly again.
Yes, that's a terrible pity.
Okay, tell me again how Odin knew we were going to Jotunheim before we did.
Odin is extremely clever, you see. Nearly as clever as he thinks he is. And he's a collector of prophecies. If it's about the future, he adds it to his collection. Helps him style himself as all-seeing and all-knowing. But of course, the idea is control. Control of the future, control of his fate. He'd control every realm of every land in every world if he could. Every potential pocket of resistance, he seeks to eliminate. Even if you've never posed a threat before, he may think one day you might. So you see, it's not important how he knew before you did. It's important that he was right.
Odin collects prophecies, tries to control fate by knowing the future. Maybe he thinks we'll pose a threat someday, or at least he knows we're looking for a way to Jotunheim.
We're finally home. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Bit drafty, maybe. It's a right improvement over having tree bark in your Tadger.
Alright. So we're home. We are home. Finally. Although it is a bit different. We can't go this way anymore. A bunch of things are destroyed. Alright.
Time to rest.
I'm gonna sleep through winter.
Alright. So here's the actual end of the game.
Okay, this'll do.
Sleep.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah. Let's get some rest. We've had a long day. Seems like. Years later.
The ball.
Oh, snap. It's Thor. And that, everyone, is the end of God of War. We have finally done it. It took us 3 months, but we did it. Oh man. So that's a cliffhanger if I've ever seen one. But you notice how we slept and it's like years later, but so were we asleep for all those years, or is it, I don't know. But if you've been paying attention throughout this game, that was the very first cut we had. I mean, this entire game was a one-shot. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but there were no jump cuts in this game whatsoever. Everything was just a seamless story. A story without any cuts in it. Which is really unique. I don't think I've ever played a game that hasn't had like specific cutscenes or jumps in time or anything like that. But this game, we just, from the start to the beginning, it was all just one long cutscene story. And I think that was really, really awesome. And then here, after we actually finish the game, quote unquote finish, that's the only time there was ever a jump cut in time. So that's a little bit foreshadowing of probably the next games that are coming. Shortly after this game came out, they announced that they are making 5 more God of Wars, I believe, which, you know, I'm okay with that. I really enjoyed this game. This was freaking awesome. This is definitely my game of the year for this year. Most likely. I can't say for sure, actually, because we still have Spider-Man PS4 coming out, and the other one that's got my attention is Red Dead Redemption 2. Although, I don't know, I enjoyed Red Dead Redemption, but Red Dead Redemption 2 could be cool, but I don't know if it'll be better than this. Basically, the 3 games I was looking forward to this year are God of War, Spider-Man, Red Dead. And God of War definitely exceeded my expectations. Because, like I said many times, I didn't really play the God of War series until this summer, pretty much. This entire playthrough of the series, this is pretty much my first time. The only one I had played before was God of War 3. And when God of War came out in April, I played that. So God of War 3 and God of War were pretty much the only playthroughs that weren't completely blind. And because of that, I was able to get through them pretty quickly because I knew what I needed to do and I didn't really get stuck on anything. The music is pretty loud here. Hopefully, let me turn down my headset a little bit so I'm not shouting. But I'm also gonna check this. Yeah, so it sounds okay. I just need to not have it blasting in my ears. So, yeah. I got a lot to say about this game. Let's start with the story. So the story was pretty cool. We're starting a new life as Kratos. When we first begin, Kratos and Atreus aren't really close. They're, you know, Kratos has been trying to keep his distance. He doesn't want to get too involved with Atreus, and that's either because he doesn't want Atreus to know he's a god and his past, or it's because in the past, Kratos has actually lost pretty much everybody he cares about. Like, his old family from Greece, he ended up killing them. He ended up killing his brother and his mother, his father Zeus, and even though, well, Zeus he didn't really care about, but, you know, people like Pandora, he lost her. And it's just, I think it seems like he's afraid to get too close to somebody because in the past, those people he's been close to have died. And he doesn't want to lose Atreus. So maybe that could be a reason why he was kind of distant from Atreus in the beginning. And Atreus was kind of not really happy with Kratos because, well, Kratos was never there, pretty much. He was pretty much, I guess, out on his own, hunting, I guess. I'm not sure. So Atreus spent a lot of time with his mother, and he, once his mother passed away, then it's kind of like they were forced to bond, I guess. And throughout the game, we kind of see they kind of learn more about each other. Like when we went into the Bifrost, I think that's what it's called. Kratos kind of saw that. Kratos kind of saw that Atreus didn't really like him that much. That may have changed the way Kratos was treating him. But it was just a really good character development because at the beginning, like I said, Kratos and Atreus were very distant. By the end of the game, Kratos and Atreus are very close, and they're pretty much a team. They know how to work together. They've learned a lot about each other through this journey, and I just really like that. It was a very nice father-son bonding story. And we could see that because at the beginning of the game, like after Atreus killed that deer, Kratos he wanted to like put his hand on his shoulder and be like, "It's okay, boy," and then he freezes and he's like, "No, I'm gonna grab the knife and give it back to him." But then here at the end of the game, we kind of see Kratos put his arm around Atreus and pretty much give him a hug. As close to a hug as you're gonna get from Kratos. And at the end of the game, you know, Kratos was holding Atreus tightly to him after they had spread Faye's ashes. So that was just really cool to see the relationship between Kratos and Atreus just become just grow, I guess. So yeah, there's that. They had a bunch of characters in this game that were really, really great. Like Brock and Sindri, they're kind of like opposite personalities. You got Sindri, he's kind of sentimental. He doesn't really like to get dirty. He's a germaphobe. And then you got Brock, who's like your kind of like kind of gross guy. Well, he likes to get dirty. He got a good sense of humor. I think he gets sentimental too, but he kind of shows it a little bit differently. And it was good comic relief. You know, it's nice to have characters that are like actually funny. And I just really enjoyed having like Brock and Sindri. Mimir was really cool. Like he had some funny lines. I like his accent a lot. That really helps. And there were points where, you know, he wants to be helpful to Kratos and Atreus. He would be concerned, like when we had to leave Atreus and go to Helheim or Hell. You know, Mimir was kind of concerned, trying to see if we were okay and trying to figure out what we were going through. So it was really nice to have Mimir with us. Again, for the comic relief, and just because it seemed like he cared a lot about us. And that was really nice. And then even, like, Freya and Baldur, they were really good characters too. Freya, she was, like, you could tell that she cares a lot about life. Like, you know, she wants life to thrive, and like she has all her animal friends. She's like one with nature pretty much. And then she was also a good friend to us because she helped cure Atreus. And then unfortunately she kind of had a complete personality change by the end of the game. Kind of. Well, she completely changed her opinion about us at the end of the game. She pretty much swore vengeance on Kratos and Atreus, or Kratos mainly, I guess. And that's not too great, but, you know, I guess we did kill her son. But Baldur was asking for it. He was the one who came to us picking a fight. He was the one who had a second chance at walking away with his life, but instead he decided he needs to kill his mother. And Kratos just would not let that happen. Whether that's because Kratos sees his past in Baldur, because that's what he was like in Greece, or because he didn't want to see Freya die because she helped save his son. And he gave him one last chance, but Baldur just did not take that chance. And Baldur Baldur was a friggin' psycho. He was... I could kind of understand why he was so psychotic, though. Because he couldn't feel anything. Nothing. Can't feel warmth, cold, pain, happiness. Wow. I don't know about emotions, because he was pretty angry, and that, yeah, he couldn't feel, basically anything physical. Yeah, I would say physical. Physical, magical. He did have emotions, though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he had emotions. Because, you know, physically you can't feel pain or temperature or anything like that. He also can't feel, like, pleasure or taste or anything, so he's kind of just alive at that point. And, you know, I could understand why he hates Freya so much, because she made him invulnerable to pretty much everything except for mistletoe. So it's not... I do feel kind of bad for Baldur, but you know, he got what he deserved because that's what he chose. And then Freya was also kind of insane a little bit. Maybe Baldur got a little bit of his insanity from Freya, because, you know, Freya just wanted him alive for whatever reason. Actually, I did read the story about Baldur, so I'll get to that in a second. But Freya kind of just went insane once her son was dead. The person that was trying to kill her. And I guess it's her child, so obviously she's gonna be really upset, but I don't know, I just feel like she was a little bit insane. And a little bit selfish because she wanted Baldur around and she didn't care if he was miserable. So, you know, it's kind of hard to choose one of those sides, but Kratos' decision, I think, was the right decision. I would have done the same thing because he did give him a second chance. And Baldur blew it. And Kratos did change at the end of the game. He said he did change. Or he denied that he's not the same person because he was basically Baldur in the previous games. He was seeking revenge on Zeus and the gods. And he got his revenge, but what came out of it? Complete destruction, apocalyptic, was basically the apocalypse of Greece. And everything was destroyed, and he got pretty much no satisfaction out of it. So that's what he was trying to help Baldur not make the same mistake he did, but he failed, and Kratos ended the cycle of children killing their parents, because that is what the gods tend to do. They overthrow their parents, and well, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck!
Atreus,
Oh well.
are you ready?
Yeah, but I had the weirdest dream. Fimbulwinter was ending, and Thor came for us, here at the house.
It was only a dream.
But it felt different. It felt real. It felt like the future.
Then we will worry about it tomorrow. Today, there are still things we can do. Come.
Well, that makes me a little bit upset. Because I have a lot to talk about, and I was moving my hands around and I accidentally hit my controller, and I knew I should have put my controller on my desk. Oh well. We'll just kind of roam around. So, yeah, just Kratos, he's trying to end the cycle. He's trying to make up for the mistakes he's made. He doesn't want, like, Atreus to make the same mistakes, and he's trying to teach him that. So, the story of Baldur. There is a story in Norse mythology where Freya does not want Baldur to die. Nobody wants Baldur to die, because I think they call him Baldur the Beautiful. Which, okay, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, he's called Baldur the Beautiful. He's the most beautiful living being
What else did the
ever.
tell you when you spoke? Kinda sounded important.
I'm sure it's nothing. He just said the boy seemed familiar to him.
Me? That's impossible.
Oh, I quite agree. Unless, perhaps, he refers to something yet to be. It is said that when Jormungandr and Thor battle at Ragnarok, their clash so violently shakes the Tree of Life that it splinters, casting the serpent backward through time, even before his own birth.
What?
That is madness.
Well, I did say not to concern yourself.
Jormungandr, the world serpent, has already fought Thor in Ragnarok and was knocked back in time to now. That or Mimir is insane. Huh. Interesting. So yeah, Baldur was beloved by all the gods in Asgard, and Freya did not want to see him die, so she went around the world basically and put a spell on every living thing so that it could not hurt Balder. But the one thing she missed was the mistletoe. She did not touch the mistletoe. And I think it's because she saw it and she's like, that's not a threat. I'm not sure about that. But basically she didn't change the mistletoe. And because of that, there was one weakness. So, eventually Loki, or Atreus, maybe? Loki, well, Balder has a brother that's blind, I think. I forgot what his name is, but he has a brother. Loki, well, no. Here's what happened. Everybody was trying to hurt Balder. They were like, you know, trying to hit him and throw stuff at him, and nothing could kill him. And then Loki comes, being the clever, conniving, kind of sketchy god that he is, and he gives Balder's brother something made out of mistletoe, and he tricks him into throwing that at Balder, and when it hits Balder, it kills him. And that's pretty much it. And everybody was sad. And that pretty much caused Ragnarok, actually, I think. Because at that point, all the gods became severely, like, sad, and I think they figured out that it was Loki, and Loki had to run away. And shortly after that, this stuff happened. So this is actually pretty accurate, I would say. Because Atreus is the reason why Balder... Well, the spell on Balder was broken. He had the mistletoe in his bowstrap, or bowstring. Oh, strap? Not sure. But Atreus is the one who had the mistletoe, who could also be Loki. And well, he broke Balder's curse, and we ended up killing Balder. So, and now we have, it seems like Ragnarok is approaching. So, very, very interesting to see that this is kind of, accurate in terms of the Norse mythological tales. Which is really cool. I really enjoy that. Let's see. So yeah, in terms of the characters were all really cool. They had their own personalities, and you know, the ones that we like are really likable, and the ones that we don't like are really annoying and psychotic, but you know, that's the way they are supposed to be. And as it has always been in the God of War series, the gods that are, you know, made to be the good gods in regular mythology are very, very bad gods in this series. Like in Greek mythology, you know, you got Zeus and Poseidon and all those people, and they're the good guys. And in Norse mythology, you have Odin and Thor and Loki and, well, no, Odin, Thor. I don't remember. Shit. I know Odin and Thor for sure. That's the ones they talk about the most. And Loki, but Loki's not really that great either. Yeah, we are not going to equip that. But yeah, Norse mythology, you got like Odin and Thor. They're like the heroes and stuff, and in this game they're made out to be the bad guys, just like in the original series. Zeus and Poseidon and all the good gods were the bad guys in the original series as well. So we're saying, following that same theme. But Kratos seems to bring destruction to the world. He already destroyed Greece pretty much. And now, because we're here, it seems like we have brought Ragnarok to Midgard even faster, or to the world even faster than it was expected. So, you know, it's interesting. It's interesting to see how they incorporate Kratos into Norse mythology, or into mythology in general. So, yeah. We have, let's see. So we talked about the characters, talked about the story, kind of, and how Atreus and Kratos had some really good character development. The story itself was pretty good because it was basically one mission with some, like, there was one overall mission that we were trying to accomplish, which was get phase ashes to the highest peak in all the realms, and we did that. But it came with some challenges, and we were able to figure out how to overcome those challenges, like flipping Tyr's temple, and getting Mimir's eye, getting the Bifrost, and, you know, a lot of things that made it a little bit more in-depth than just transporting phase ashes, which was really cool. Let's see. We also got to travel to a few different realms. For the story, we only traveled to Helheim and Affelheim? Oh man, I don't remember. The one where the elves are. I can't remember the name of it. And Midgard. And that's pretty much it. Basically 3 different realms that we got to experience. But there's 9 in total. The other 2 we can experience are Muspelheim and Niflheim, which are challenge areas, which are not part of the main story. So, kind of disappointed that we don't get to go to, like, every single realm. I would have really enjoyed that. It would have been really nice to go to, like, Asgard and just all the different realms. But maybe they're saving that for a DLC, or maybe they're just saving that for the next game. I don't know if they would add DLC to this. I wouldn't be opposed to it. But, you know, I would like them to have a very good story that is on par or better than this story was. I just really enjoyed it. And another thing, they mentioned Odin and Thor a lot in this game, and we got to see Magni and Modi. We killed them. But we never saw Odin or Thor. They didn't even make an appearance. We'd never seen their face. So, although we did see Thor at the end, but then again, we didn't really see him. He was in a cloak with his hammer, and that's pretty much it. But they never really showed Odin and Thor. They just talked about them a lot, which was also a little bit disappointing. but it's not that big of a deal. The main focus of this game was supposed to be Baldur, Freya, kind of Magni Emoti, and getting Faye's ashes to the highest peak. So I can't really blame him too much for not doing a whole lot in terms of all the realms we can travel to, and not introducing Odin and Thor, because then things might get a little complicated and there would be a whole lot of stuff going on, which, you know, it wouldn't make the game I don't know, it would just make the game a lot more complicated, I guess. So yeah. Other than all that, the everything in this game was really, really cool. Like, the combat is probably one of the best best combat systems I have used, actually. Like, the original God of War series was a hack and slash game with a lot of platforming, and, you know, it was fun. You had your, like, hit counter and a bunch of different magic abilities, a bunch of combat abilities that you can use, but sometimes it was a little bit weird because in order to dodge, you had to use your right stick, and that kind of threw me off. That's really the main reason why I like this game a lot more, is because they actually put dodge on a button. So if I see something and I need to dodge, I just press the button and I'm dodging. I don't have to, like, worry about moving my right stick at all. And I also like that I can control my camera. That was another thing. The camera angles in the original series were really, really bad. But the combat in this game was really good. I'm glad I didn't play on a harder difficulty, because throughout this series I have gotten hit a lot, and in this game you do get punished for getting hit on the harder difficulties. Basically, on those, you're pretty much forced to learn enemy patterns and not get hit, because you could get, like, you could get hurt really bad if you take a hit. Like, in this game we ran into the same problem. When I ran into, like, enemies that were like 2 or 3 levels higher than me, they would just one-shot me, which is really annoying and not something I really wanted to deal with. I would have if I would have started this game, you know, back in July, but I didn't. So that's kind of why I decided to go on balance experience, because I wanted to get through this game as fast as possible, and we did. So yeah. But most of the enemy moves were actually pretty easy to see. The only ones I had trouble with really were the wolves. Like, their attacks were so fast, I could never tell when they were gonna pounce on me. But other than that, most of the enemy attacks you could see, like, when to block or when to dodge, and for the most part it was pretty easy, I would say. Especially once we leveled up all our gear and stuff. The fights were kind of too easy. And, you know, on the harder difficulties, that's gonna be the same. It'll get a lot easier once you get all your gear and stuff, but for the most part, it would be a challenge on harder difficulties, because there's just a lot of punishment for getting hit, and I really didn't want to deal with that right now, because I'm not like able to stream as much as I want, not able to record as much as I want, so if I could get a lot of progress done in a short amount of time, that's what I'm trying to do. And on harder difficulties, it would make it a lot worse. But anyway, the combat was really good. A little bit too easy, but, you know, that could also be because I've played this before and I know the combat. Because in my first playthrough, I did die quite a few times trying to learn how to time things correctly and what I should do to certain enemies and all that good stuff. This playthrough, I died like, I think twice. I died once over on that island with the really high level enemies. And then I think I died once against the traveler that was over there. And luckily I had a resurrection stone, so I didn't technically die, but kinda did. And that's pretty much it. I never used the resurrection stone for the rest of the game, which is kind of weird. Unless I'm forgetting something, I'm not entirely sure, but I think for the most part I did go through the game without using one. Let's see. And the other thing, they introduced, well, they didn't really introduce it, but they had, you know, a companion to aid you in combat with Atreus. Now, they kind of tried this at the end of God of War Ghosts of Sparta with Kratos' brother, and then they pretty much made it a full-on feature in this game, and it was actually pretty useful. You know, if you were like, I don't know, these blue arrows, the light arrows, they inflict stun damage, which means you could, you know, shoot an enemy multiple times, and then they would get stunned, and it would be easy to kill them. Trace was just really helpful in, you know, doing damage and stunning enemies and helping out in combat, which is really nice to see. And then the weapons in this game were really cool as well. I love the axe. The axe is like really cool. You could throw it and it comes back. It's awesome. And then when we got the Blades of Chaos, that was the best part of this game. It was a nice callback to the original series. And a nice thing for the fans of the series. It was really, really awesome. Let's see, what else? Oh yeah, and the weapons also feel like they hurt. Because in the original series, you kind of saw the blades just going around, and you know, they would hit the enemies, but it would never stop. This one, like, you could actually feel the impact just from the sound. And especially with the axe, like, you could, like, it feels like it has weight to it. And I really like that. So, the weapons did feel a lot better in this game. So, I really enjoy that. Let's see. We got the weapons, we got the story, we got the characters. What else did I want to talk about? I like the boat. I like the boats in this game. The boat rides and the traveling. Mainly because they didn't really just make it, we're just gonna run around, we're just gonna row our boat silently until we get to our destination. No, they actually put stories in the boat sections and the travel sections. So you weren't just sitting there in silence, which I am really happy about. Let's see, what else? I like the addition of the runic attacks, because they're kind of like the magic attacks from the original series, but now you can use them as many times as you want. You just have to wait for them to cool down. And we also had a talisman here, which I didn't really use that much, because I kind of forgot about it. I also didn't really need it that much, so whoops. Let's see. I think that's about it. Oh yeah. the last thing I think I'm going to talk about is just, you know, everything you do in this game is pretty enjoyable to do. Whether it's going through the main story or doing a side mission or just exploring around the area. It was an enjoyable experience. It wasn't very grindy, or it didn't feel that grindy. Like going around, kind of see these new areas. You have some enemies to fight, but not too many, and it was pretty good. You know, it kind of makes you want to 100% the game. Which I would like to do one day, but that will not be today. Let's see. And also, one of the things in the original series was you could get swarmed by enemies really easily, which could sometimes be annoying. But in this game, well, you know what? I'm gonna reset my mic real quick, so hang on for a second. Alright. As I was saying, in this game, like, at most, I think there was, like, maybe 10 enemies you had to deal with at a time, or at one time. In the original series, there were times where it felt like there were like 15 or 20 enemies. In this game, there wasn't really a whole lot. It was like 5 to 10, maybe. And like the real, like, swarmy sections, but for the most part, it was like maybe 5 enemies at a time, so you weren't feeling like you were getting swarmed all the time, which was also nice. So yeah. I just really enjoyed this game. I really enjoyed the different style of combat, because I have full control of my camera. I have better control of Kratos pretty much. Like, I really felt more in control than in the original God of War series. And you know, some people really didn't like the change because it doesn't feel like a hack and slash, but I'm really happy with the way this game turned out, and it's really a really good game. I would highly recommend playing this. Like, it's got a great story, it's got great characters, it's got great combat. The graphics look amazing, especially on the PS4 Pro. But even on a regular PS4, it looked great. Because originally I played this on PS4, and then like a month after I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy a PS4 Pro because there's other PS4 games coming out and I would like to see this game in 60 FPS. So I got a PS4 Pro and it looks really awesome. And I will say the 60 FPS does help a lot because once I got my Pro, I upped my sensitivity and I was able to aim a lot better. And that's generally something that happens when you increase FPS. You can aim a lot better. But even if you don't have a PS4 Pro, this game is still really, really fun and enjoyable, and I just really enjoyed this game. It was really good. And it made me go back and play the original God of Wars, and it has made me really love this series. I think after going through this entire journey, the God of War series is definitely in my top 5 game series of all time. I don't know what specific order, but you know, I like God of War, I like Kingdom Hearts, I like Halo, Call of Duty, and I'm not sure about the 5th one. But yeah, it's definitely up there. I would probably put this somewhere like, oh, I don't even know. But this is definitely one of my favorite series now, and I am excited for the rest of the God of War games that are to come. I really hope that, you know, as we go through these games, you know, Kratos and Atreus continue to build a bond, build a relationship of father and son. And I really hope that Kratos doesn't die. I really hope that prophecy, or that I hope that doesn't come true. I really hope it doesn't come true, because I like Kratos. Kratos, even though he's done some terrible things, he's trying to make up for it. He's trying to raise Atreus to be different from him. And it's really cool to see Kratos kind of accept what he's done and move on. You know, one of the things I was hoping that Kratos was gonna tell him, well, I don't know if I was hoping it would tell him, but it would have been cool to hear him be like, "Boy, I used to have a family. I killed that family, and now they're what make my body white. Their ashes live on me." I mean, that would have been kind of, it would have been an interesting conversation to have with Atreus. It would be kind of scary, because it's like you walking around with your dead family on you, but I don't know, maybe Atreus would be like, oh, that's terrible. Maybe it would make him hate the gods even more. But anyway, I think that's about all I have to say. I apologize for rambling so much. And I'm really sorry I skipped the credits. Like, I don't know why I didn't just put my controller on the desk. I was going to, and then I just rested it on my leg, and my hand was moving, and I hit the I hit a button. I hit like all the buttons pretty much, and well, accidentally skipped the credits. Dude, that's one of the things that would be nice, is if you could skip the credits, but in order to do that, you would have to hold a button. So that if I accidentally, like, if my thumb slips, or my finger slips, and I go accidentally hit a button, I don't accidentally skip the entire credit sequence. So, I apologize about that. But what can you do? Instead, we just ran around here. Which, you know, it's not that bad, but it's also not that great. Now, in terms of the amount of time it took to get through this game, it took pretty much like 24, maybe 25 hours, but that includes all the side missions we did. We didn't do that many, but we did do quite a few of them. We still have some side missions to do, like, we still have to go get the whetstone. We have to collect these bones. Gotta go to Niflheim and Muspelheim. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do in this game still, which I would like to do eventually, but I mean, right now, like I said, I don't really have as much time as I would like to record and stream and do all that stuff, but once I get some more time to do that, and when the gaming season kind of slows down a little bit, maybe I'll come back to this game. But right now I've been playing pretty much only God of War for the past 3 months, and I need to take a break from it, because I do feel a little bit burnt out on God of War. This is the 7th game we've played, so I'm definitely going to be taking a break here from the series for a little bit. I don't know when I'm going to come back to this game, but I will try to come back to it eventually. I would like to go and fight all the Valkyries. I would like to go collect all the realm tears or open the realm tears. I would like to go finish all the side missions. I don't know about finding all the Odin spies, but maybe that would be cool too. I want to unlock all this new armor. Maybe even go into New Game Plus. That would be kind of cool. But for now, I'm just kind of burnt out on the series. Like I said, this game took about 24 to 25 hours, so it's a pretty good length. And if you want like all the good gear, you put in a good you'll probably put in another like 10, 15, maybe 20 hours. I'm not sure. It'll take a while. Or it won't, well, yeah. There's definitely a lot more things to do in this game. So, yeah. It's been a long journey. The actual series, because I'm like putting all these streams, I'm highlighting them and putting them in a collection on Twitch, and it actually tells you the length of all the videos combined, and I think this series is going to be about 80 hours in total, so that's not too bad. 80 hours to get through the entire series, just in terms of the stories. And then like 24 to 25 hours for this game. And it's really weird because this game only took me like 2 weeks to beat. And that's because I started streaming like 3 to 4, almost 5 hours a day. Which I wish I would have done for the entire series. If I would have done that, I would have had this game finished in June. I would have had this game finished so long ago if I had just been streaming 3 to 4 hours a day. But no. I was definitely doing other things during the summer. And, you know, unfortunately that did mean I couldn't stream and record as much as I wanted to. Which kind of sucks, but you know what? We got through it. We finished the series. We finished Kratos' story. We are finally done. And I feel relieved. You know, it was a big project to take on, and I did it. I did it. So, I think that's about everything I have to say about this game. Yeah, I hope I didn't really miss anything. I mean, if I did, feel free to let me know. Just, you know, let me know what you thought of the game. What did you think of the series? You know, just I'd be interested to read some of your thoughts and opinions on this game. I think I really enjoyed this game. Like I said, I think this is Game of the Year for 2018. But we have to wait and see. The only other options, for me at least, the only ones I'm interested in really, are Spider-Man and Red Dead. So those might be better than this game, but I don't know. I was really surprised by how good this game was, and like I said, it made me fall in love with the series. So I'm really happy about that. So I think that is going to be about it. So hopefully I will have these videos going up a bit faster now. It is August 30th as I'm recording this, and I am currently only on God of War 2 in terms of posting to YouTube, so whoops. But now that I have this game finished, I have all the God of Wars ready. I just need to edit God of War 3 and this game, and then I will be able to, once I have all those videos ready to go, I should be able to upload a bit faster, you know, maybe like 2, maybe 3 videos a day instead of just 1. But you never know. I do also like having a backlog of videos so that I can post every day for a while. It does help, because then I'm not really forced to record every single day, because I can't. I don't have the time to record every single day, which sucks. But you know, it'd be nice to have a lot of videos going up. But I'm starting to ramble, so I'm gonna stop talking. That's gonna be it for this game, or for this story of Kratos. And like I said, it was a really good game. If you're on the fence about this, I would say just get it. You will get at least 20 to 30 hours out of this game. Probably more, because there's a lot of exploration to do. There's a lot of challenges and side missions, and there's also New Game Plus. You will get a lot of time out of this, and I think it'll be well worth it. So I've been talking too much. My throat's starting to hurt. But we are done. We are finished with the series. I am happy. I am really happy about that. So that's gonna be it for the God of War series. Not completely though. I do plan on coming back to this series eventually. Maybe during the winter, maybe during the summer. But gaming season is pretty much going to start next week with Spider-Man coming out. And I do need to take a break from the series because I am a bit burnt out on the God of War series. So I will hopefully come back to this and do a bunch of the side stuff eventually. But for now, I think I'm pretty much done with God of War. Like I said, just a really, really good game, really great series. It's one of my top 5 favorite games or game series of all time, and I am happy to finally be done with Kratos' story. It's a good feeling. Good feeling of accomplishment. Sorry for coughing so much, but like I said, I'm starting to feel the tickle in my throat and chest and just talking too much, so I'm gonna end I'm gonna end the series here. Or I'm gonna end this session here. We're done with the series for now, and we do have 5 more of these God of War games in development, I believe. And I don't know if they're gonna add DLC to this game, but you know, maybe this will be like one of those series where this is the only game they will ever have, but they'll just keep adding to it. Like the DLC will be like full-on games. That would be awesome. If by the end, like, you have all 5 games, but it's all connected in this one game. Like, that would be cool. But you never know. So yeah, like I said, if you're at all interested in God of War, I would highly recommend this game. It is seriously hopefully it's my game of the year for 2018. It's definitely a contender. I don't know if it will be, but as of August 30th, it is. So that's going to be it for the God of War series for now. I will hopefully come back to this so that we can take on all the Valkyries and do all the side stuff. And hopefully we will also be able to go through the new games once those come out. So thank you all very much for watching this series. Thank you for sticking with me even through all the times that I kind of disappeared for a bit. All the hiatuses I've taken, even though they've only been like a month or so, it does feel like a long time. But just thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, hopefully I will talk to you all in the next God of War games.